Thank you for joining me tonight and at Spirit Fire for August full moon meditation. As I sit and look out the window, it is an amazing August full moon. The exact time is tomorrow on Sunday, August 10th at 2:10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you can, please meditate again anytime within the 5-day cycle of the full moon cycle, especially as humanity is needing all the meditation for peace and compassion that humanity can generate. The August full moon celebrates Leo the lion. And Leo the lion is, I think, generally represents the ego. Most people know that about Leo, and that is part of the troublesome qualities of Leo, as well as the magnanimous quality of Leo. Essentially, in Leo, the lower self must give way. And it must give way so that the higher way, the higher nature can be lived. We are incarnated beings, but the key word there is being. That we are incarnated is for purpose, the purpose of lifting all of life to a higher state. So in order to accomplish that, we have to live from our higher nature. We have to live from our kingly nature. And so once again, Leo, representing the king of beasts, also represents our highest kingly self. My way, which is associated with Leo as well as a couple of other signs in the zodiac, but my way as expressed by Leo the conqueror, Leo the general, Leo the boss, that way is a way of division. It is a way of separateness. And though there might be a temporary winning or temporary conquering, it will not last. And it won't last because humanity is one. And we cannot fight against one another, be that on a small scale or on a large. Humanity is indivisible. And so higher Leo is that oneness. It is that shared heart. Leo rules the heart. It is the power of compassion. Leo is a fixed sign, and all the fixed signs are intended to anchor something into human consciousness, and from that tethering or that root of whatever the quality is, for humanity to grow like a great tree in great stature. With Leo, the quality, yes, is our wholeness, our individuality, our uniqueness, but not for reasons of uniqueness alone. It is so that the wide range spectrum of compassion can actually be expressed through the fullness of humanity. And so Leo must give way to Aquarius, where it finds its completion. True oneness is group living, and group is found within the expression of Aquarius, but Aquarius would just be rather groupy instead of true group, were it not for the authenticity and the integrity of the mature Leo being. And so, as we get ready to meditate, we focus upon taming that self and selfishness, the entitlement that has created problems for the world, the entitlement and self-orientation that humanity currently is facing, that is mirroring back to us on every front, that our separateness, our Leo separateness, is not winning the day. In fact, it is destroying causing a great ravaging. So during this full moon time, let us tame the Leo of ego, the lion self. One of the highest states of a person, or the highest states that a person can achieve, is called the Lion Samadhi. It is a non-dual state, meaning that there no longer is any sense of individuality or separateness, but in that non-dual state there is a universality of wholeness. The ego has been integrated completely and actually, at least temporarily during the samadhi, destroyed. And within that state, the person becomes part of the lion's roar of cosmic potential. It is a direct experience, it is a palpable experience, and the roar is definitely to be experienced, and it is the silence, the roaring silence of infinite energy, which is self-same as the light of enlightenment. To this highest Leo, to this nature, to this that humanity can bring forward the light of enlightenment, the infinite energy of cosmic potential, this we are called. And so we smile, and we take a long, slow, deep breath together. We settle together, knowing ourselves as one with a troubled humanity. Knowing that we ourselves are not without our own personal troubles inside ourselves or possibly in our lives. And so knowing that and living that, we have empathy. We are mirror, and humanity is mirror to us. With these forefront, we breathe, we settle together, breathing in and breathing out. Leo rules the heart, and we connect heart to heart with the golden band of light. Leo leads with a wide open Ajna center and reconnect Ajna to Ajna with a golden band of light. Leo represents highest purpose, highest authority, lived from the powers of wisdom and compassion. We alight the crown, and we connect crown to crown with the golden band of light. Thus are we one heart, one mind, one willed intention. We connect heart to heart with all human beings. We see ourselves as one great celestial, planetary heart. And we recognize that everyone we experience every single day is mirroring back to us our faults as well as our excellences. And we, each of us, to everyone that we meet. This connecting and this mirroring undoes all blame, all responsibility rests with the individual. But this is a call, this individual responsibility, a call to our integrity, a call to the disciplines of the heart, to living from virtue, to be the regal self, the higher Leo nature. Such that once again, there is no one to blame, because we are taking responsibility for ourselves, our actions, our decisions, and our role as human beings in the world. We meditate for a few minutes on the heart, its integrity, the heart as the mirror, and everyone else as mirror to us, calling to each individual to stand in the integrity of the heart, in right responsibility as a human being, to do right, to live from compassion, its strength and courage. We meditate, breathing in and breathing out. Leo the lion is the fearlessness of the heart. It is also fearlessness and foolishness lived without the heart, lived in ego, lived in selfishness. We acknowledge lesser Leo because it is that which we witness in the world. And to the extent that it pervades any one of us, by sign, by our chart, or just by nature of being a human being and developing a personality, then we acknowledge it. But the lesser ego, the lesser Leo, must be tamed. We are not animals. And even most animals do not treat one another as we treat most of the world and one another. As we acknowledge these facts, then we stand in a greater truth. The truth of the higher Leo, the truth of the higher self, and the truth of the one self. Humanity is a great light being. Leo is ruled by the sun. That represents to us that there is a great light, a great radiance, and life-giving bliss behind humanity, within every human being, and which drives the very purpose of our incarnation. We exist as a kingdom because we are a great light that has chosen to incarnate, to bring light into matter. So in fact, the very source of my will, my way, is actually a very high purpose. As pure spirit, pure Christ consciousness, pure Buddha nature, we descended into matter with a distinct will, intending a particular way of evolution, intending a particular service within our planet. And so, my way, my will, actually has a supreme and profound source. Thus do we call out with the lion's roar of the heart, not a roar that frightens, but a roar that cuts through all fear. The lion's roar, born of oneness, empties the ego. And so let us imagine a world of no ego, a world of no negative forces fostered by and born from the small single self ego. Let us imagine a world where on the individual, the national, the cultural, on the spiritual or even religious side of things, that there is no ego. And let us instead meditate on a radiant heart, on one humanity with no differences, pledged to love, compassion, and peace, stepping boldly into a future created from the power of compassion. And let us visualize in our meditation that as humanity steps forward into the power of compassion, that it will require the sun of the heart And so visualize every single human being radiant with the wide, awakened heart. May we experience each person's heart pulsing its light, until the world is lit from within by humanity's beating, open hearts. Now imagine every nation, the leaders of every nation, radiating pure compassion and its peace, its wisdom, its creative ways of moving forward into a new future designed from the heart by humanity itself. Leo is the leader. We can lead ourselves into a new future. We can only do that and have our future be brand new, be luminous, be one of peace and compassion by living and even roaring from the heart. But again, this roar is not to frighten, but instead to cut through and empty all fear by emptying the ego from the center position that it currently holds in the world. May it be so. The keynote of Leo is I am that, and that I am. As a colleague recently said to me, the key word is and. I am that, and that I am. Leo and single self is untenable, unsustainable, separate, does not work. Interdependence and interconnectedness, shared relation and shared life, is law. It is cosmic purpose. It is compassion and relation. I am that, and that I am, is Leo looking out from the heart and seeing only the heart. The mirror of Leo, mirroring back pure radiance, pure heart in every direction. And so again, may it be so. This is the view, this is the experience of the non-dual state of the Lion Samadhi, when duality is obliterated, and therefore ego is too. And instead, all that remains is pure radiance, the dance of bliss and compassion. This is the true state of the world. Towards this, let us stride. Thank you all for meditating with the world.